Hello and welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. Today's episode is a journal with me and it's a collab with Your Creative Studio. Your Creative Studio reached out to me and asked if they could send me their August subscription box for me to review and share with you, and I was very excited to accept, so let me show you what is in the August box. All right, let's open it. So this is the August subscription box from Your Creative Studio. They send you a whole bunch of goodies per month. So I'm very excited to see what the August subscription box looks like. How cute is this paper? You know, I'm gonna use that even. It comes with all sorts of really exciting goodies. Look at how cute all of this is. I don't even know where to begin. Lots of goodies. So these are cling stamps, and it appears that they are little woodland creatures. Let's see. Oops, sorry if I hit the camera there. Let's open them up, see what they look like. Oh, look at, that's really cute. And let's open this one too. And the beauty of these subscription boxes is you can literally use everything for your journal. You could even use these envelopes and these tags. This one is a little squirrel. These are awesome. And this looks like it's lace, which is pretty neat. Oh, it's sticker lace. Wow, that is really cool to use in your journal. It appears that this is washi tape, I believe. Well, let's see. Oh no, it's actually little images, like stickers. Those are really neat. I really love the color palette of these. Those are really, really cool. Look at these birds. I hope I'm not going out of focus there. Move some of these over. These are really neat to use in your journaling process. They're stamps. They look like they're stickers though. And then this is what appears to be paper. Let's see. You know how I feel. I love having different sorts of paper. Oh my gosh. Look at how incredible. They're all different too. These are perfect for journaling. I absolutely love that. These are some decal stickers. I love the mushrooms. I am loving the fall vibe. This is so perfect going into October and November. These are all gonna come in such use in my journals. Oh, my stars, I can't. How cute are all these little tags? I'm living for this. This is so my style. I'm loving this. Your Creative Studio, hitting it out of the park. It appears that this is washi tape. So all of these things are included when you get the subscription box. So this one's August, which means September will be different. This is washi tape, perfect for photo corners and things like that. I'm trying to find the end. I can't find it, but look at how neat is that. I love that. It appears that this is called Antique Bookstore. These are, this is more paper to use in your journal. Oh my goodness. Oof, I am in love. Oh my goodness, I am loving all of this. I highly recommend grabbing their September box. Look at how precious. You will not be disappointed. There are so many supplies in this little box. Oh my goodness, I love this. I guess I don't need to open it. You can see they're like labels. You could use this for journaling or even just like labeling what your photo is or your layout. Oh, I think this might be my favorite thing. And then this looks like some thin paper, which would be great for backgrounds. And look at all of this. How pretty. So this is all from Your Creative Studio. Let me try to get you that shot. Your Creative Studio. This is the August subscription box. All of these goodies came in here. I can't quite open this, so let me see. All of these goodies came in the August box, so September will be different, but I highly, highly recommend it because this is so many really neat supplies that you can use in your journaling process. So now that I've opened it all up and made a huge mess, I'm gonna try to organize it all, and I will do a layout and use some of these products. I'm super excited because to me it has a Snow White vibe, so I think that's the direction I'm gonna go. Thank you so much, Your Creative Studio, for sending me this amazing August box. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to use it, and I'm so grateful that you thought of me. So thank you. I'm gonna link all of their social media handles down in the description box. And so I do encourage you to go ahead and try and order that September box, because this is amazing. So like I said, I have linked their website and their social media handles below in the description box. These subscription boxes are a really great way to build your ephemera collection. I was really happy with the variety of items that came in this box. And so now what I'm going to do is put together a layout and use mostly these ephemera products to show you how I create with them and what I made. So let's get started. So this is some of the ephemera that I use. Obviously, I'm using the Your Creative Studio subscription box for August. I'm also using some blank ephemera that you can find in my Etsy shop. I am using some magic words that are also available in my Etsy shop. And I have some photos that I made photocopies of because they're old and I didn't want to use the original pictures. So this page was inspired by a couple things. Obviously, it was inspired by the Your Creative Studio subscription box for August, which we already went through, but it also was inspired by this autograph book that I found in our garage in my daughter's bin of goodies from the past. And it is one of those autograph books where you actually take a picture and then have the character sign below. And so she's about 5 years old in these pictures. They're so sweet. So actually what I did was I took some of my favorites out and I made photocopies. And I did that for a couple different reasons. One, I didn't want to use those original pictures. That's the most important reason. But two, my journal this is the last layout I'll be doing, and it is huge and heavy, and as you can see, very, very packed and full. So this, by making photocopies, it actually allows me to kind of cut down on the bulk for this very last layout. So as I mentioned before, I actually only have 2 blank layout pages left in this journal. So I have them clipped together so I could find them easily. It's the ones I'm showing you now, and in between is a pocket page where I just kind of put odds and ends. So I'm just going to kind of have to flip back and forth, which is fine by me. So in the Your Creative Studio August subscription box was a lot of adorable woodland creature ephemera, which I love, and to me that always screams Snow White, and Snow White is my favorite princess. So the main photo I'm going to use is that one of Lizzie and Snow White, but I'm going to cut them all out right now because I do know I'll use most of them. And then I also have that copy of a vintage book page of Snow White, and I actually think I'm just going to make that one of the entire pages because I love that image so much. And the backstory with this picture, the reason I even have a photocopy is because this journal actually almost had that image on the cover instead of the one that is currently there. So it seemed appropriate to make sure this image made it into this journal. So I'm just going to use my ruler and I'm going to cut it down sort of haphazardly. I don't really care if it matches exactly. I'm going to use my glue stick and I'm going to glue the entire thing onto that page there. I love the way that looks. I love that image. So even though it's not on the cover, every time I open this journal, I will still see it and it will make me very, very happy. So now I think what I'm going to do is use some of this blank ephemera. Like I said, you can find tag packs like the one I'm about to make and those guest checks in my Etsy shop currently. I will link it down below. And what I'm going to do is use one of these photos to create a Snow White tag that I will then clip to the Snow White page. So this is a really simple process. I'm just going to cut down that photo. I'm going to glue it onto the tag, and then I'm going to trim it down so that the photo lays on the tag perfectly. And I'm just going to use a glue stick to do it because all of these papers are really lightweight, so I don't think I need stronger glue for anything. Now that I've glued that image down of Lizzie and Snow White, I'm just going to trim off the edges. And now that it's all trimmed nicely, comes the fun part. I'm going to grab some of the ephemera that I received in the Your Creative Studio subscription box, and I'm just going to embellish that tag, and I want to make it look sort of old and woodsy, and I just want it to have a vintage feel. I don't want any of that white showing. I want it to look like it perhaps even came out of an old movie. So I'm just going to rip some of that storybook ephemera that came out of the subscription box, and I'm just going to glue it on. It's okay if it overlaps because I'm going to trim all of that off. So I'm happy with the way that looks. I'm just going to make sure that it is stuck down really well, and then I'm going to trim it all around the tag so that you can't see any of that extra paper coming off of the edges. And after I finish trimming here, I think what I'm going to do is use some of those stamps that came in the subscription box and put some around the tag. They don't need to completely be on there. I'm just going to use a part of it on there as embellishment. And since I've never used this stamp, I'm excited to see what it looks like because it is super cute. Oh my gosh, and it stamps really, really well. I was happy with the image. I love that one so much I decided to use the other one and put it on the other side of the tag. And shortly after I do that, what I'm going to show you is what they look like so you can get a better view of how they look once they are stamped. So I'll put all that stuff aside and I'll get a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to go ahead and put that stamp down just for you to see, just as a demo, because the stamp image is really clear. So I'm very, very happy with the quality of these stamps. They're nice and clear and sharp. And so let me just go ahead and get a closer view for you to see. Very cute. Very happy with these stamps. All right, so now let's get back to my tag. I am going to get some Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I'm just going to use that same stamp sample paper that I made, and I'm just going to go right around the edges because I don't want it to get onto the page behind it. And I'm just going to sort of do it all around the edges just to give a worn effect, because like I said, I don't want any of that white showing through. I want it to look very storybooky and like something that would fit in with the image that it's about to go on top of. So I'm very happy with the way the tag looks, but I do think I want to add one of these really cute mushroom decal stickers and a couple other little embellishments, and then I'll be satisfied. I always feel like you can never add too many little things, and these little stickers were so adorable. So I found a really cute flower one, and I just stick it right in the corner. These are just so cute. I actually did a closer view of these on my TikTok. So if you want to head over to my TikTok, you can see these stickers in a little bit of closer detail because they are so cute. I mean, there's castles and woodland creatures and typewriters and birds and flowers, and I really love them. And there are so many that come in that little box. So I stuck the sticker on, I trimmed off the edges, I added a little more distress ink so that sticker blended. And now what I'm going to do is use a bulb pin to like adhere the tag to the page. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to use my crocodile. I'm going to punch a hole in the top of this page, and then I have this small gold bulb pin, and I'm just going to stick it through the hole and then stick it through the page, and then it will be on there. And as you can see, it's kind of free moving. So I'm just going to get a little gold clip and I'm going to put it right on the edge. And so it still kind of moves freely, and so it still looks a little more organic, but it's not flying everywhere right now while I'm creating. So now I need to figure out what photo I'm going to use next. I decide to use the couple's princess picture. So it's Cinderella and Prince Charming, and Sleeping Beauty and Prince Philip, and with Lizzie, of course. And so there was one of those storybook pages from the subscription box that says Cinderella and the Glass Slipper. So I'm going to put that ephemera onto the page, and then I'm going to stick the picture of Lizzie with the princesses over it. And so I'm just going to use my glue stick to do that because, again, like I said, all these paperweights are nice and light, so a glue stick is super easy. I don't need to use any more serious glue than a glue stick. I think those storybook images are one of my favorite things in the subscription box. There's so many different options, and there's also so many different color tones, which I thought was really neat. So to make this picture not look just like a piece of paper, I'm actually going to use that distress ink all around the edges. Very little, not a lot. I don't need it to look worn. I just don't want it to look so crisp. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I put a little bit on there. You may not even be able to tell. And then I saw those labels and I thought that was a perfect opportunity because I realized there was somebody else in the picture. But I'm just going to use that label and cover that person up. Not that I mind that there's a person in there, but you know, I think it might take away from the layout, and I love these labels, so it was a perfect reason to use it. That little label is perfect because now I could just do some small journaling on the label and about the photo of Lizzie and the princesses. I just add some washi tape right down the center. And I'm thinking that this layout is just about done because in that yellow area up at the top, I'm just going to do some journaling. That's a pocket page. And I think now I'm ready to start the second layout. And when I opened the package, the subscription box package, and I saw that it was wrapped in this beautiful paper, I knew immediately, well, I'm going to use this in the layout too because it's so pretty. And actually the paperweight on it is so interesting because it's a little bit textured and it's thin, but not quite as thin as tissue paper. So that's a little added bonus in the subscription box. So this is just the wrapping that everything came in. So I added some glue and I'm going to now just stick that piece that I ripped off onto one of the pages. And I love, love, love the way it looks. I love all the stamping on there. It's so beautiful. And there's another little piece that was laying next to it. And I thought, oh gosh, maybe I'll glue it on the other side. And then I thought, no, this might be the perfect opportunity to create a pocket because I know I'm not going to use all those pictures. I don't want to just stick them on like a scrapbook. So I used the stapler. I got one of these papers that came out of the paper pads in the subscription box, and I just stapled it all to the other page in the layout, and now I have a nice little pocket. I will have to use my glue stick because since it's two separate pieces of paper, it doesn't obviously connect. So I just use a tiny bit of glue and I put it on there, and now I have a really cute little pocket, and whatever photos or ephemera I don't use, I could just stick in there. And I think it's just adorable, and it's a great way to still have your journal look creative. You don't just have photos, you know, in a layout, but you also have your photos there, so you could, you know, pull them out and look at them. And I put another one of those storybook pieces on the layout, and now I'm going to add some color by adding some thick, bright washi tape that I purchased from Goat Girl Goodies. I love that thick washi tape. It's so lovely. And this layout is looking good. I'm really happy. So now what I'm pulling out is one of these blank guest checks. You can find these guest checks in sets of 6 in my Etsy shop. I will link my Etsy shop below. I did a similar tutorial like the one I'm about to show you now on TikTok. So I'm going to use that same sort of method. I'm going to cut this photo of Miko and Pocahontas and Lizzie out. I'm going to use my glue stick and I'm going to stick it onto the guest check. And then I'm going to get some of the other ephemera and use it around the guest check, and whatever hangs off of the edges I will trim. So I'm not super concerned with placement right now because I'm going to trim it all up anyway, as you'll see right now. When Lizzie was little, her favorite was Pocahontas, and I have to say, as I look at all these pictures from so many years ago, because she's 22 now, I love just how happy she looks. She's so excited, and she's holding her little book in all of the pictures. It's just so adorable. So these are some of the embellishments that came in the subscription box. They're little stamps, and they have woodland creatures and all sorts of magical little things. And so I picked some flowers and a couple other ones, and I'm just going to use my glue stick and stick them on there. I love postage stamps. I think there's a nostalgic quality to postage stamps. So this was a really fun piece of ephemera to pull out of that subscription box. It made me really happy. I actually collect certain stamps, and I don't care if they're new or used. I don't care if they're in good condition. I just think there's a certain level of nostalgia that brings a lot of happiness to me when I use them in my journals. So I was really excited to find a whole little pouch of those in the subscription box. So now I'm just going to use those stamps again, just like I did on my tag. I'm going to use them on this guest check. And I really think that stamps add such a really cool creative touch, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine are always sort of half stamped, half not, and I still think it looks great. In fact, I think that's the beauty of junk journaling. It doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to look creative. And so if it makes your eye happy and you happy, then I think you've done a good job. So that may not be for everyone. Some people may want a perfectly beautiful aesthetic journal. That's just not really my creative process. I sort of like things to be imperfect. And in fairness, it's taken me years to get to this point because I always did want a perfect journal with perfect writing. So it's taken me a long time to get here. And but it's a nice place to be. It makes journaling so much fun, and I think that's perhaps why I'm able to journal so much, because I've really taken the pressure off of myself. So once that tag is done, I just stapled it to the top of the page. You know me, I love my stapler. It's just super easy. I'm going to use one of those pieces of paper from that notepad. I'm just going to use my ruler to cut it down, and then I'm going to glue it right underneath that guest check, and it's going to be where I do some extra journaling about that special day with Lizzie and her autograph book and what these photos mean to me. The subscription box even came with this really precious thin washi tape, and it's hard to see, but it's white with black speckles. So I just used that washi tape, and I am going to put some on the bottom of that paper and some on the top. And every layer adds a little bit of character to your layout. So I'm just flipping back and forth now, deciding what I want to add. I'm flipping through these tags. I really wanted to use those tags because they're so cute, but I just couldn't find the right place for them. So I set them aside. It's definitely some ephemera that I'll use in an upcoming journal with me, but I didn't end up using them on this layout. But I am going through and adding stickers and tags. This subscription box came with so many choices. It was so much fun just to be creative, and I felt like a kid again, like arts and crafts in first grade. It was really, really fun. So now what I'm going to do is add some magic words. This was something new that I had put in my Etsy shop last week. It sold out really quickly. I was able to restock them. They are different words and different sayings, and they're more geared towards theme park and nostalgia. So things like point me to the castle and magic slipper and meet me in Fantasyland and happy memories, castle views, enchanted rose, sayings like that. So if you are somebody who loves nostalgia, theme park, Disney, these are definitely something that you might want to use or consider purchasing for your own junk journal. I ended up just sticking them all throughout the page. When I do an overview shortly after this, you'll be able to see them a little bit clearer. You can keep them white. They come in a stark white, but I thought for this layout it would be interesting since it kind of has a rustic feel. I went ahead and just put that Tim Holtz Distress ink right over the top of a bunch of them to make them look a little bit more distressed. And so I added a bunch of those magic words all over the layout, and now I have a few more stickers from the Your Creative Studio subscription box, and I'm just going to add a few of those around the layout. I love that owl and the castle, and I thought they were just so magical. So I'm just about done here, and I'm just so happy with how this came out, and it was so much fun to make. So here's an overview of my finished layouts. As you can see, I did my journaling off camera. I had so much fun using these products. I am so grateful that Your Creative Studio reached out. This was such a lovely way to finish this journal that is so special to me. A lot of big moments and memories happened while creating in this journal. And so to have a couple layouts that are really close to my heart with a lot of nostalgia and a lot of happy memories after a really rough couple of weeks was a wonderful way to say goodbye to this journal. And so I hope you like it. I hope that you're inspired. And I hope that if you're interested in purchasing one of Your Creative Studio subscription boxes, you'll just follow the link in my description box down below. And if you're interested in purchasing any blank ephemera or magic words, my Etsy shop is linked down below. I have restocked all those items, so you will find them in my Etsy shop. So be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and be sure to like this video. It really helps my channel and I very much appreciate it. So have a really wonderful weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.